Recording in progress.
Good morning. I'd like to welcome everybody and call the Tuesday, September 24th meeting of the St. Joseph County Board of Commissioners to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. First item on the agenda today is the approval of the accounts payable docket. Do we have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Hazen
Aye.
and Commissioner Baxmeyer.
Aye.
Motion carries, docket approved.
Moving on to IPG. The first item is Resolution R-9-C-2024, approving EDA amendments.
Good morning, Bill Shalio, Economic Development Director, part of the Department of Infrastructure, Planning and Growth with offices on the 7th and 11th floor. Before you today is resolution number R9C 2024. And this is a resolution of the Board of the Commissioners of St. Joseph County approving certain matters in connection with the New Carlisle Economic Development Area. More specifically, those certain matters are the Redevelopment Commission has started the process to expand the boundaries of the economic development area, the New Carlisle Economic Development Area, specifically in the northwest part of the development area. The goal of the development area changes that we're contemplating will do three things. The first thing it will do is it will create a new allocation area number 5. An allocation area, if you think of a pie, an allocation area is just a smaller slice of the pie. So as new increment is collected in the area, increment is generated in these different allocation areas. New allocation area number 5 is what we would call a town-focused allocation area. It really sits west of the Nispajani Ditch into town, into the area where there's the train trestle or the train underpass area along US 20, goes north of US 20 and south includes the properties along the tracks. This new area will help us work with the town on some economic development projects, specifically some utility projects and some property acquisition and demolitions to cause some other projects to move forward. Projects such as a bike and pedestrian trail project, some utility projects to help future economic development projects move forward. So the first project is this expansion of allocation area number 5. This will add 34 properties and a total of 378 acres into the economic development area. The second thing we would do is add parcels that are associated with Amazon Web Services and designate those as designated taxpayers. Typically, an economic development area only collects real property taxes and the increment collected off of real property. If you go through the process and designate certain properties as designated taxpayers, then you also are able to collect the personal property from those projects into the TIF district or into the economic development area. At the time we were working on this boundary change and plan changes a year ago, we weren't sure where Amazon Web Service was going to locate, so we didn't designate the properties at that time. We did, however, designate General Motors at that time. So what we'd like to do now is amend the plan to designate the AWS parcels both north and south of the General Motors site as designated taxpayers. The third item that this plan amendment will do is allow us to do some future bonding to help manage some economic development projects. We're anticipating a sale of a $5 million bond to help a property acquisition both at the intersection of State Road 2 and Larison, as well as some of these properties in this new allocation area number 5. That money from the bond could also help with utility extensions and other related projects related to those two project areas. So what we're asking for you to do today is approve this resolution. This resolution affirms the actions taken by the Area Plan Commission last week and affirms the actions taken by the Redevelopment Commission 2 weeks ago when they initially did a declaratory resolution to begin this process to amend the boundaries. There's maps in the packet. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
Bill, you kind of said it a moment ago, but this has the support of the town as well.
Yeah, Marcy Kaufman, president of the Town Council of New Carlisle, is here and likely will at least
Marcy.
give some comments about this.
Who did the design of all the road improvements there?
The road improvements in the development area?
Yeah, Larison there with all the loops and,
So that would be the Lockmuller Group that has designed the project to this point. We're coordinated with the state. The state is going to take over the project and build out the project. We don't know if Lockmuller will continue on with the design and development of the project, or another group will be brought in to finish out the project.
so they're the point person for the whole intersection of all that, and
Correct, at 2 in Larison, yes, yep.
The divergent diamond, as it's referred to.
It is perhaps the concept that will be moved forward. The state is not yet committed to a final design yet.
Marcy, I'm sorry, I didn't see you come in. Would you like to add to the?
Hi, I'm Marcy Kaufman, 106 Bray Street, New Carlisle, Town Council, New Carlisle Town Council, and yes, we feel that this economic development expansion is going to enable New Carlisle to move forward on some development projects to the east of town, and that this is in our best interest to support this expansion and work with the county on it. Any questions?
No, I just want to note that we've had numerous conversations over the last couple of years, and we appreciate your leadership on behalf of the town and the town council,
Thank
as
you.
well as Will for and the board of Olive Township. Haven't always agreed on everything, but
Right?
we're making progress.
That's right. That's right. We have to keep moving forward on this, and I think we are. So, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments for?
Mr. President, I have one for Bill. Is that 5 million, the availability of that bond is just for Area 5?
No, so that bond would be for the total
The
New
entire-
Carlisle Economic
okay.
Development area.
Thank you.
Any further comments or questions? If not, do we have?
I've asked to speak on this.
That'll be during, did that person sign up?
I signed.
Steve
Yep.
Francis?
Okay.
Yeah,
He did
Yep.
sign.
Sorry, Steve, I didn't see your hand up at first.
yeah. Thank you. Good morning, commissioners. Yeah, I'm. Once again, we're here. At an expansion of the economic development area, which, as you know, has been ongoing for many years and somewhat controversial. I'm not for or against this necessarily, but I think the information really is lacking in terms of what the intended use of this property will be. Unfortunately, at the Area Plan Commission and the RDC, we're not able to testify or comment specifically on resolutions because council has determined that resolutions are off limits. But of course, this is a different kind of resolution than just honoring someone for their service to the county or something. I think there are lots of questions about this expansion. In spite of the town council president, there are people out there that have concerns. Property owners are going to be impacted. Don't know what's going to go in there. I have a question about whether this is following the 2002 county comprehensive plan, or is it following the new comprehensive plan, which is on the verge of coming into effect. And in the case that there is going to be land that is developed east of Wintergreen, like to know what that development might be, commercial, residential, industrial. North of Marvel Lane, I think there's some storage units going in, but we don't have any idea what that land might be used for at some point in the future. And of course, this takes it off the county tax rolls, puts it into the RDC, where we haven't had opportunity to comment. I realize we'll have a hearing before the county council. Not opposed to it, but I'd like to get more information. And we've received some information from Mr. Shalio as this moves forward. It moves forward far too fast and far too quietly. I'd like more public transparency. Thank you.
No one else online signed up?
Not on this topic.
Okay, thank you. In that case, do we have a motion on Resolution R-9-C-2024?
Make a motion to approve R9C 2024.
I'll second what Commissioner Hazen said, Mr. Augustino.
Thank you, Mr. Dieter. Mr. Dieter, how do you vote?
I'll go aye, Mr. Augustino.
Thank you. Mr. Hazen, how do you vote?
Aye.
And Mr. Baxmeyer?
Aye.
Motion carries. Resolution R9C 2024 approved.
Next item on the agenda is the professional services agreement for the SJC redevelopment financing engagement letter with Barnes and Thornburg.
So this is a engagement letter with Barnes and Thornburg for the bond work associated with the bond proposed for the new Carlisle Economic Development Area. This has been an item that has been approved by the Redevelopment Commission, was actually approved at their meeting this morning. The bond service work should be between $60,000 and $70,000 in total to complete all the different transactional items associated with the sale and development to this bond. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer them.
I will note in your letter that if there's any adjustment required to the fee, you'll come back to us and discuss that with us.
That is correct.
Mr. President, I think Mr. Francis signed up to speak on this as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, good morning, Steve Francis, Juday Lake Drive. I just have a couple questions on this and also on the $5 million bond, but this is on the professional services agreement. And, you know, there's there's a lot of talk in the letter about conflicts of interest. I understand that legalese. It seems excessive, but Barnes and Thornburg's a big agency, and I know that there may be conflicts. I would like to know, and this is to, I guess, bond counsel and to you as commissioners, to make sure that any conflicts that are in existence or possible conflicts or that arise be made public, and that the public is aware of them, so that full transparency is provided. It also mentions Michael Mish as council attorney or commissioner or county attorney. I don't think, is that true? Is he representing the county in this particular matter or not? That is in the resolution that you're about to approve. And third, on the $5 million bond, if some of it's going to be used down south in terms of the interchange, there's really, you know, there's a high cost to bonding small amounts, 60 to 70,000 for this. You've got the underwriter, you've got the bond cost of the bonds itself, the interest rate at up to 7%. Kind of question the efficacy of such a small bond in relation to the argument being made this is going to provide funds for New Carlisle. That's not New Carlisle down there. That's several miles east of New Carlisle. So I wonder how much is going to be available in terms of infrastructure improvements and property acquisition in this new TIF area, AA5. Thanks very much.
While we ordinarily don't comment, I do have a question for our legal counsel. Mr. Mish is referred to in the agreement because he was at that point of the date that this was written, our county attorney. That has since changed. Do we need to make a change, or is it sufficient just to note in the motion?
I think it's sufficient to note that in the motion. That reference to Mr. Mish on page 2 of Barnes and Thornburg's letter is not a condition of representation. It's simply a background fact which has changed. So noting that, I think you can proceed to act.
Any other questions or comments?
That was a good point, President Baxmeyer. Covered.
I missed that one. Glad Steve brought that up. Do we have a motion to approve with the note that the county will be represented by the interim county attorney, or?
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Dieter,
Aye.
Commissioner Hazen,
Aye.
and Commissioner Baxmeyer.
Aye.
Motion carries. Professional services agreement with Barnes and Thornburg is approved.
Next item, the bid award for the SJEC Water Treatment Plant Phase 3 project.
At the meeting at 9 o'clock today, the Redevelopment Commission held a special meeting to open bids and award bids relative to Phase 3 of the water treatment plant. We had no bids that we received at that meeting, so what we'd like to do is ask for your approval to advertise, to go back out to the well and advertise for this project again. We'd like to advertise with the Enterprise on October 3rd and October 10th, and the Tribune on October 4th and 11th, with a likely bid opening date of October 22nd. We anticipate that there's some additional bidders based on some changed conditions that may be interested this time around. So we'd just ask for your approval to be able to advertise for new bids, please.
To go back out to the well. I caught your
Yeah,
pun there.
Yeah, no pun intended, I promise.
Any questions of Mr. Shalio regarding that? If not, do we have a motion to re-advertise according to the schedule that Mr. Shalio outlined?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Hazen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Dieter?
Aye.
And Commissioner Baxmeyer?
Aye.
Motion approved, advertising authorized for water treatment plant.
The final item under the IPG is the consent agenda. Motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Hazen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Dieter?
Aye.
And Commissioner Baxmeyer?
Aye.
Motion carries, consent agenda approved.
Next, under the recorder, we have two Laredo agreements. The first is a Laredo agreement for Waltz Septic Service. We have a motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Dieter?
Aye.
Commissioner Hazen?
Aye.
And Commissioner Baxmeyer?
Aye.
Motion approved, later Laredo agreement with Waltz Service approved.
And the next is the Laredo agreement for Advantage Capital. Motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
Commissioner Dieter, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Hazen?
Aye.
And Commissioner Baxmeyer?
Aye.
Motion carries, Laredo agreement with Advantage Capital approved.
Moving on to the Health Department, approval for contract with Comcast Cable Communications Management for media promotion and marketing services.
Hello, Renata Williams, Director of the Care Unit, St. Joe County Department of Health, second floor law building. Last month, I came before you to ask for favorable to enter into agreement for the Beacon to host our new maternal education classes. And now I'm asking for permission to enter into agreement with Effect TV, who is a branch of Comcast, to be able to advertise this programming that we will be teaching in the 46628. And I will be happy to answer any questions you have. I will also note that this contract has been reviewed by the Health Department Legal Counsel, Marcel. He made sure that the legal language was added in there.
Just for the record, how will this be paid for?
HFI funding.
Any questions? If not, do we have a motion to approve the contract with Comcast Cable Communications Management?
So moved. Second.
Thank
Commissioner
you.
Hazen, how do you vote?
Aye.
Commissioner Dieter?
Aye.
And Commissioner Baxmeyer?
Aye.
Motion carries, contract with Comcast Cable approved.
That finishes the items on the agenda. Do we have any person who signed up for general public comments?
We have Cheryl Nix.
Good morning, Commissioners. Cheryl Nix, 17901 Sable Ridge Drive, Clay Township. I was reading in the paper on the 17th of September about a unique and endangered area in the county. And there's a little struggle right now because insurance auto auctions would like to have this area. They would like to purchase it and rezone it. So they want to buy the 60-acre Speedway property and use it to expand what it already runs across the highway, a holding yard for wrecked vehicles until they're sold. but 34 acres of the Speedway site, so far undisturbed, may be St. Joseph County's last remnant of a black oak savanna, a blend of prairie and oak forest. That's why local ecologist Steve Sass, someone you know well, with the local group IN Nature LLC, is leading an opposition to measures to rezone the land and provide a special use permit for what the county terms an auto wrecking yard. So I would just like to express my support for efforts to protect this endangered and valuable area. And I think it actually is better for St. Joseph County when we do protect some of these areas and these native lands. They can become tourist attractions. And I know that a part of the county development is looking at protecting large swaths of land as we add in our bike paths and our walking paths. So I'd like you to consider what Steve Sass has proposed. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Mr. Augustino?
Nope.
There being no other comments, do we have a motion to recess?
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Dieter,
Aye.
Commissioner Hazen,
Aye.
and Commissioner Baxmeyer.
Aye.
Motion carries. We are in recess.
Recording stopped.